Welcome, I'm Helmut Licht. Thank you for joining me. In this video, I will explain to you a method of improving your astrological interpretation skills. Not only that, if you learn what I'm about to show you, and it's not very difficult, you will be able to create for yourself a little source of income on the side. You will also become the life of the party. What is astrology but capturing a moment, and then after having captured the moment, interpreting it? This can be done using conventional astrology, the horoscope, and so on, but also using my method, which I've developed, using ordinary playing cards. All right, here we go. We will need 12 playing cards to represent the signs and 10 playing cards to represent the planets. Here are the 12 clubs, ace through queen. We will now assign an astrological sign to each card. The ace of clubs will mean Aries, the deuce of clubs Taurus, the three of clubs Gemini, four of clubs Cancer, and so on. Every club card now represents one of the zodiac signs. I simply took a magic marker and put the sign of Aries next to the ace of clubs, Taurus next to the deuce of clubs, and so on, and the same with my planets. The sun next to the ace of diamonds and the moon next to the deuce of diamonds. Next, I took a piece of white cardboard and drew the houses, and this gives me the foundation on which I will place my playing cards, as you will see next. Here is my cardboard with the houses: first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I will take a picture of this later on so you can see it without distortion. Here are my playing cards. I have the 12 clubs in there and the 10 diamonds. Remember, the clubs are the signs, the diamonds are the planets. Now what I do is I shuffle these cards, and the way I shuffle them until they feel right, and then I will cut them away from me once and again, and I put them back the other way. You will probably find your own way of shuffling and cutting. Now you can either concentrate on something as you shuffle and cut, like money, relationships, health, whatever, or you can just get a general reading. I am right now getting a general reading. I'm not focusing on anything specific except explaining to you how this is done. The second time, and I shuffle them one more time. I do this 3 times. All right, they feel pretty good. And I'll cut them one more time. Here we go. And put them back the other way. And now I will open up the first top card. If it is a diamond, I slip it underneath because we are looking for a sign, a club card, which will then go on the first house. So here we go. It's the planet Pluto. Here we go. We have the sign of Taurus, and that goes right into the first house. I'll put it up here to have some room. Here's a planet, Jupiter, that goes on that card. As long as diamonds come up, they go on here. Once a new club comes up, it goes into the next house. All right, here's a new sign, and that's Pisces on the second house. A new sign, Leo, on the third house. And here we have Neptune. And here we have the 10, which is Capricorn, on the fourth house, in the fourth house. Aquarius, the 5th house. Cancer, the 6th house. And on there goes the sun. We have Aries in the 7th house. And on there goes Saturn. And also Mercury. Let me move this down a little more. There we go. And also Venus. There's a story developing here. Whenever you have diamonds in a row, planets in a row, there's a story. And then the Scorpio goes on the 8th house. Sagittarius on the 9th. And the moon is in there. Libra goes in the 10th house cusp. Miss Uranus in there. And Gemini on the 11th house cusp. And Virgo on the 12th house cusp. And here's Mars. And here is Pluto. All right, this is my layout for my reading. And I will now take a picture of this from the top so you get a better idea and don't see this distorted the way it is. So let me do this now. Here is the layout of the cards that we just produced by cutting them and shuffling them and putting them on the board as I explained to you. Here is the spread as seen from the top, and any astrologer should now be able to give a basic reading using the information shown. For instance, the 1st house rules the person whose reading it is. Taurus in the 1st house, something to do with money. And Jupiter, lots of it. Now, it doesn't mean lots of it coming in. It could mean lots of it going out. Depends on, and you need to have feedback from the person who you're reading. Tell them not to be afraid to tell you, because the more information they give you in the beginning, the clearer you can make your reading. 2nd house is again money, and Pisces rules hospitals. It could mean money spent on a hospital. It could mean that you're visiting somebody in a hospital and buy a present. It could mean all different things. You have to sort of get feedback from the person. Many people get an astrological reading, and in the beginning they say, well, I'm not going to tell you anything. Let's see how good you are and how much you can tell me. And that's not correct. When you go to a doctor, do you walk into the office and then the doctor says, what's wrong? Why are you here? You say, I'm not going to tell you. Let's see how good you are and find out. If you tell him right away that you have a pain on the right side of your stomach, then he can eliminate feet, legs, head, neck, arms, whatever. He can focus and zero in on a specific area. It's the same with the card reading. And basically, this is what you're doing here. You're giving a card reading. The more the client tells you ahead of the game, the more you will be able to zero in on exactly what the client is interested in. Anyway, this is where I'll leave you. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I hope you'll get yourself some cards now. Take out the Ace to Queen of Clubs for the signs, mark them. Take out the Ace to 10 of Diamonds for the planets, mark those. Start shuffling and start practicing. And the more you do this, the better it gets. Let me have some feedback. On my next video, I will show you how to add things to your cards. Like one card that might say, things are coming to an end, or should be ended. Another card, new beginnings coming in, or something new should be tried. Another card that I like very much is the confirmation card. It's a card which tells me the reading is about the subject that the person concentrated on. For instance, if the person's reading is about money, finances, then the confirmation card, when it shows up in the deck, the spread, it should be in an area that signifies finances and money. and so on. I will tell you about aspects and how you can refine and improve the reading. But right now, to get started, just use the 12 basic cards that I told you. Practice and you'll be amazed. And after you get a little bit going, do this with some friends. And next thing you know is they will ask you to come. Might even have a party where you give readings. I started this about 30 years ago when I was playing with my band 5 nights a week in the nightclub. And just for kicks, after I developed the idea, I gave my band members readings. Well, next thing you know is clients, customers saw me and came over and said, could I have one too? And I didn't make them any longer than about 2 or 3 minutes. I called them mini readings. Well, next thing you know is I had all my breaks taken care of by people wanting readings. And one lady came in one night, and I said to her, I see you taking a long trip, lots of long trips, overseas. She said, no, I'm a housewife. I'm stuck at home. There's no way I'm going anywhere soon. Well, she comes back about 2 or 3 months later and says, you remember the reading you gave me where you told me I was going to take a long trip? Well, right after I spoke with you, a friend of mine who is a purchaser for a big department store, clothing purchaser, called me up and said, would you go with me to Europe? She was a good friend of mine, and you have very good taste in clothing. Go with me, and we'll go through all different department stores and pick up some clothes for us to sell. Well, there I was, traveling to Europe. Not just once, but many times. Anyway, with this, I leave you. Please practice and give me your feedback. And good luck. Thank you for your time.